I recently went on the New York City trip and I was preparing to go out for the day, brought my journal and my Bible on the bus with me. And it was a really old journal. I just kind of picked it up before I left because I needed one. I thought it was blank. And I went to open the journal and it said all these things I had wrote like a while back ago, a couple years, that were kind of how I was feeling at the time. There were some really like deep, dark things in there that kind of triggered some feelings I haven't had in a while. And so I was wondering and like praying, like, okay, if this is like supposed to be my time with you, God, like, why are you showing me all of this? And why am I reading this? And like, I wanted to have a good day today. Like, why did you put this in there? And so I kind of just like let it go, got off the bus, and we started working, but it was still like in the back of my mind. That day, this guy came up to me, and his name was Ralph, and he said, why would I believe in a God when all of this terrible stuff has happened to me? And that's like an exact quote that was in my journal that day that I read. And it was just kind of like, whoa, like what just happened? So I asked him, I was like, hey, do you mind if I show you something? And so I opened up my journal and I started reading things that I did, like how aggressive I was, how I would cry every day, how it says like, I'm just a complete failure. As I was reading these things to him, he just started crying and he told me, like, I murdered somebody and that's why I've been in prison. And he just like cried and he was like, how could anybody ever forgive that and how could anybody ever love me? And I just said, like, I felt the same exact way before. After that, he ended up getting off the bus and kind of found me before he left and just said, I'm not sure if I like still believe in this God thing, but I definitely believe in it more than I did yesterday. Before I got off the bus that day, I wrote, thank you. I no longer live in darkness. I no longer desire to be removed from this earth, but I desire to live so that I can share that love with others. And below that, I wrote, remember that you have an eternity of trouble-free living awaiting you in heaven, which was in the Jesus Calling book that day.